Mr. Incredible's boss that works in the insurance company.
You gotta be kidding me.
All right. Welcome back, everybody, to the Collecting Brothers. I'm John, this is Josh. Let's go ahead and break down this week's toy news. We're starting off with some Funko. Me and Josh, we're big fans of Funko here. We got a big Funko collection. Josh,
I actually do, though.
You do, actually, yeah.
I actually have a big Funko collection of Star Wars Funko. I love Star Wars.
You're right. I'm the hater. I hate Funko. But we got some Funko news. Funko also controls Mondo, Loungefly. They're the parent company for that. But we did get some news here. Shout out to Jay Cochran over at Toy News International for this write-up here. So Funko hires former Netflix, Nike, and Disney executive as new CEO while reporting 41 million loss in second quarter. We had there was that news maybe a year ago where Funko was dumping their stock of Funko Pops into the landfills to make sure that their market value held. But they are reporting losses and they are blaming tariffs. But I feel like it's something deeper, right? Like we have Mondo out here selling toys for 112 toys for $101. And, and then they're in the 1/6 scale too. I think it's more than just tariffs.
Yeah. Well, I think when it comes to collecting, there are like diehard collectors like me, you, everybody watching this show. And then there's kind of the layman collector that kind of just gets into fads. Like, we can kind of see this thing going on now with like the Labubus, right? The Labubus are here and they're hot, but they're not going to stand the test of time like Marvel Legends is. Like Marvel Legends is going to be here forever. Right. Not forever, but like for years to come. But Labubu is going to be here, gone. And just like with Funko Pops, just like with Beanie Babies, right? It's more like that thing. So I think the people that were collecting these were the normies. And then as well as collectors, right? Like me, but I think the normies kind of have stopped collecting these, and that was probably their biggest demographic. And so that's why I think this, I don't think this losses for tariffs. I think it's just people are no longer interested in collecting the Funko Pops, the normal people.
I think so. With things increasing in cost and whatnot, people have less money to spend on, little things. But people are buying Labubus, and those are expensive. So yeah, I think maybe that's
what I'm saying. It's more of a fad. It's a fad thing. It's a fad thing. Yeah, I think that's what I was trying to explain. Like the Funko Pops were a fad, not necessarily. That's why it's like fads are what layman people collect, not like actual collectors.
Right. Okay, I see what you're saying. So yeah, 41 million losses. It's big, but they had an interim CEO, and now they have a new permanent CEO, and it apparently will be sitting on the Funko board as well. So they'll be making those decisions. Listen, what's his name? Josh, I think his name is. Yeah. You got to lower the price on those Mondos, dude. If you lower those price on those 1/12 Mondos, more people are going to buy those. More of us like collectors will buy them. That's all I'm going to say. All right, let's keep it going here. And again, we were talking about Toy News International. They're doing $100 Big Bad Toy Store credit if they have these forum contests. If you become a registered member on their forums and just comment, have those discussions, have those discourse on there, you earn entries to earn $100 to get a free $100 from Big Bad Toy Store. So head on over to TNI News, toynewsinternational.com, and sign up. Get you some free toys, man.
Nice.
All right, Four Horsemen. Just want to give everyone a reminder. This weekend, it's happening. We got the second test shot sale drop in, and this is going to be the Necronominus and some Cosmic Legions.
Well, let's think about it. What time does our episode drop? Because by the time this drops, will it already have passed?
Oh, yeah. We drop at 9:30, so it'd be an hour and a half after. Because I think the sale goes live for us at 8.
Correct.
Mountain time.
Yeah. So there might... it'll be over. But we warned them we warned them last week, so
that's true.
They should know. But yeah, surprising, me and you were both there kind of looking at the site when the first kind of wave dropped. And I've never seen test shots last that long. And I've been part of maybe there used to be this one time where they would do weekly test shot drops. And it would be 5 figures. And they would do the whole summer, they just dropped 5 figures at a time.
That's crazy.
And they would be gone in an instant. So they made a good amount, I feel like, because they lasted and they didn't get sold out until they lifted the restriction after a couple hours, right?
Yeah.
I think it was 1 or 2 hours after they lifted the restriction, and then they finally sold out. Except the hands packs. Those might still be in stock.
I was just gonna say there's still some test shots in stock. It's the accessory packs, the hands and stuff.
But yeah, really surprising, really good turn out. So last week I was saying, oh, just get one. No, you can try to get your two because there's plenty of time.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be the same thing as last week.
I agree. Yeah, I think this week's going to be the same. It's a different wave. Different people are going to want to collect. Probably the same people are going to want to pick up these test shots. And yeah, we'll see.
Now I will say there were like one or two figures that did sell like within 15 seconds.
True.
Like
Valiant Knight.
no, Valiant Knight was actually there for a good
Did you
hot
see it?
minute.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
there for a good hot minute actually. No, the one who was Poxus. Poxus
Oh,
sold out like that.
that's the
15
one of the four
seconds.
horsemen, though, right?
I guess, yeah. Because I got cart jacked with that one. I actually initially was going to, and I was there at the dot. And I put
Wow.
that in my cart and I got cart jacked from that. So it was like 15 seconds gone.
Yeah, I bet Necronominus sells out fast.
Maybe, yeah, maybe.
Well, and the
Probably.
cool thing about this is that he comes with all three head sculpts. So normally you only got one of the random three that you could get. This sucker comes with all three of the variations.
Oh, cool.
So that's kind of cool. All right, let's keep it going here. We're jumping over to NECA. Got a little teaser here for some more Eastman and Laird TMNT. Got like a shredder, turtle and shredder disguise, and a cyborg turtle. Yeah, got a little teaser there. All right, McFarlane Toys. We got Mr. Bones. Mr. Bones. Look at that soft goods cape. Now, I like it. Looking good, Hopefully it's not a spawn situation, but yeah, look at those boots, man.
Yeah, this is a phenomenal figure. I always actually really love that McFarlane Toys puts the reference image. Sometimes it works in against their favor because
Right.
nitpick some things that they get wrong, but sometimes it actually works in their favor. Looking at the reference picture, I feel like they captured the boots, the belt, the gauntlets of his gloves. The head sculpt looks really good. I mean, of course, the only thing you can kind of see is that he should have had the spawn
Mm.
collar on the cape, right? Because
Yeah,
this
yeah,
is like
yeah.
a rounded cover, and you can see on the comic cover it's got like the pointy things.
Yep.
Besides that, though, I like the proportions of this figure, and I like the pose that they have, like kind of walking very
The
menacely
walking
towards us.
pose.
So I think this is a buy.
All right.
And it says you get an art print. You're getting art prints with these exclusive lithograph art prints with both of these
Oh
figures.
wow, there you go. There you go. Next up, Obsidian. Yeah. Again, that same style of cape, it looks like.
Yes,
Just in a different color. And I'm getting that classic golden age kind of time period.
and this is kind of funny because now looking at this obsidian, the obsidian cape is 100% accurate in comparison to the reference image. And I wonder if they just made that cape and they're just like, call it good, right? They didn't want to take the time to like actually manufacture a whole new cape with a different color piece. So
Right, yeah,
I think that's what happened here. Either way, the city also looks really good.
yeah. Next up, we got a better pictures of the Batmobile, the like muscle car from the Batman. And this will be a McFarlane Toy Store exclusive. It's gonna be $80 there, and it'll be shipping out September, so next month.
Nice. I feel like what's cool about this, in comparison with other Batmobiles that we've gotten, is that yes, it has some things that make it not so realistic, but it's probably the most realistic Batmobile. And I feel like it can kind of work just as like a car for. I mean, the engine's souped up, but from the front, it could look like a muscle car. So I actually really
Yeah, yeah.
interested in this Batmobile just for that reason, because looking at I was gonna get Big Bad had like the other Batmobile, the one that's like kind of crazy. I can't remember who it is. It's the Batman and Robin Batmobile. And that one is just ridiculous with the fins and everything. It's like
The colors, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. That's true. It is definitely more carish, right? This is probably the most carish Batmobile there ever was. Yeah, it looks cool. All right, let's get into it. You ready? Got some HasLab news, as everyone is well aware. We got the Snowcat funded. Lady J got funded. The Bivouac got funded. And as well as the Snow Gear Flint got funded. So everything got unlocked within that last day. I think Lady J was on the 13th, she unlocked. And then from there, just Thursday was going to be the last day. And just both things, all three tiers unlocked. It is a $325 figure. We had 50 minutes left on it as of this recording. And yeah, let's jump over to Geek Dad Life here. They got a homie over there called Brian Brink, and he runs these HasLab numbers, and really appreciate that. Thank you for doing all that hard work and letting us look at the data and the numbers. But just want to focus in here. Well, we can look at here. So this was the initial start. The red line is the Snowcat. That's what we're looking at. So, pretty normal. You had that jump and then stayed pretty consistent. But again, as soon as Lady J, well, it funded on the 8th of August, and we didn't really see an uptick until Lady J hit, and it completely blew the roof off there. So you want to look at
Yeah.
here.
I think go back to that, like we're showing all of them. I think one thing to know, like one thing, even though we're fully successful, and I'm actually looking at the thing right now. There's 2 minutes left. There's 2 minutes left,
Oh wow,
and right now they're at 16,725. So they'll probably
wow,
end like with like 17,000. But looking at all the comparison to the other GI Joe HasLabs, the Rattler, the His Tank, the Dragonfly, excluding for me, I exclude the Sky Striker because the Sky Striker is a 3 3/4 inch HasLab, so I
oh
would
true, true,
not
true.
count that in comparison. What I'm doing, it's definitely a low number, right? And I don't think that's because like there's less fervor in the GI Joe community. I think it's more attributed just with like you were mentioning before, just like people are getting tighter on money. Like we just saw like with like the Federal Reserve was reporting that like the job markets are like slowing down.
Yeah,
And like
yeah. There's less jobs.
so I think people are just like their wallets are getting tighter. Because you can see like Rattler, what is that? 28,000, insane. His tank 20, basically 27K.
Yeah,
Dragonfly 25K.
and their
So
goals were about the same, 8,000,
exactly.
9,000.
Exactly. And so, and like I said, I just look at the numbers. It's probably going to end at 17K. So probably like 10K below all three previous HasLabs. And so, ooh, classified team, we made it, but we barely made it. Like
Under our
I
teeth.
hope we can keep going. But what's good? What's kind of are we going to talk about the the gunship at all or no?
No, no, we're not
Okay.
talking about
Well,
that.
with the gunship now, like with GI Joe hitting this goal, because I don't think the gunship's going to make it. You know what
I
I'm
don't
saying?
think so.
Yeah, it's just too expensive. And
And a
there's
lot of
like there,
people don't want it. Like I
yes,
saw the comments on our breakdown. Like people are like, I don't want this.
yeah, there was kind of both though. I saw some
There
comments
was
saying like
both.
it
Yeah.
was like this is amazing, I want it, and then some were saying just it's too expensive. I agree with you guys, but yeah, I don't think that's gonna fund. And so with this, GI Joe is gonna be the sole one that just never doesn't miss, man. Five successful all the way through, right? If you count
Mhm.
Sky Striker, but not really. But
Yeah.
really good. And what's crazy now though, if you think about this, I mean, I'm never gonna resell my HasLab, but from a resale value wise, this is gonna be the
Oh,
rarest
there's
GI Joe
less of them.
HasLab.
Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting, man. Like, because we could always count on GI Joe to fund, and they or hitting their funding goal like day one, right?
Right, like 25K, all of them.
Yeah. And this one did not hit their funding goal until 5 days before it was ending. And then the FOMO spike and Lady J unlocking just it snowballed into that all three tiers unlocking.
Yeah, and I think we have to attribute it to something like we said, like with the economy or with people's budgets, because you guys can see we did a video breakdown of where we broke down the Snowcat and went over it. Me and John, there was nothing to really to complain about with like the price point, the
Yeah.
tiers. I
Yeah.
feel like we were all kind of happy with where it was sitting. Like it wasn't anything egregious like the gunship, and the tiers were really cool. They, like you mentioned,
Yeah.
John told us that they kind of remove those patches because might not work for everybody, and they just did kind of accessories and figures, which kind of would work for every collector.
Yeah.
So I don't think it could be that people are like, oh, this is not a good HasLab. I think this is a really good HasLab. So it's something else.
Yeah. I think it's tightening of budgets. And also, people could be running out of room too. I mean, they had four giant vehicles already. You want another one with a camping set?
You're right about that. I think I read one of our commenters commented that they
Yeah,
wrote that they're like, I'm just running out of room. Yeah,
I get
true.
it. I get it. Again, shout out Brian Brink for the HasLab charts over at geekdadlife.com. Check them out, guys. Can show them some support. All right, let's jump over to Mesco Toys. We've got a new Rumble Society here. We got Franklin Sparky Foreman. This is part of the Gangsters Incorporated. $116 already on waitlist, so don't worry. You can't get it. But let's talk about this video. Cool pinstripe suit. He also comes with the trench coat, atomic gun. Yeah, man. I like the vibes of this, cool gangster mob boss.
Yeah, and if this is not even for, you can just use it as a base body and then put like any normal head on there because the head is kind of elongated and
True.
exaggerated. But the head sculpt, what it reminds me of actually when I first saw it, is the Mr. Incredible's boss that works in the insurance company. Our people. You know what I'm saying? Tell me that's not the mouth of the guy that says our people.
It has the upper lip of that guy, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, and get all fun sorts of accessories here: smoking cigarettes, some red apples. There, just joking. The trench coat, the fish with the money, dude, or the note, love that. The guitar case where you can put your Tammy gun in there. The money bills. So like really fun accessories, really fun figure here. But yeah,
Yeah,
really cool.
accessories are definitely stand out. The soft good with the two different types of fabric, the pleather and the
Mm-hmm.
regular on that bag, as well a guitar case. And it's just something I feel like I've never, I've seen blast effects, I've seen money bills, I've seen hats, jackets, guns, but a guitar case in 1/12 scale, that's what I really love to see when Mezco Toys does an accessory that you've never seen before. So that's I
Right.
think that guitar case is sick.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So yeah, looking cool. Look at a fun figure, man. All right, let's keep it going. Next up, we got SH Figure Arts. This is something they posted we missed last week, but this is the One Piece Marco, and I'm not sure, like, familiar with the character. Is he black and white, or is this like a prototype, an early render of what they're
Yeah,
doing?
yeah, it's just a render.
Okay, okay, but yeah, like beautifully sculpted wings and like just an insane amount of detail on this figure, dude.
Yeah, I think what's really cool about seeing something like this is just, time and time again, I've just been really surprised and impressed by SH Figure Arts with what they're attempting to do. Each time they're attempting more and more difficult figures, like we've seen with Kato, like we've seen with like the Dragon Ball figures, like
Oh yeah, Piranha.
the Shenron or like the giant Great Ape Vegeta. They're just not. I feel like they're not afraid to do really intricate and hard designs. Because this shows like this is an insane figure.
Yeah, and I looked up some photos of him. He's like very colorful. He's got like these really like baby blue ocean blue wings. And he's got like blonde hair with like a purple shirt. I like the aesthetic of it. I like that color scheme. And Six Figure Arts did mention that this material that these wings are made out of are bendy. So kind of like what Haya did with the Rodan figure, like the fully bendable wings here.
Yeah, I feel like there's going to be some pros and cons to that because, like, one, it would be nice to have some articulation, like we've seen with the Amazing Yamaguchi My Hero Academia Hawk figure. I feel like that one was really articulated very well. But
Mm-hmm.
then, sometimes when I handled that figure, sometimes I'm afraid to handle it because it could snap. But with it being bendy, then all those kind of little feathery feathers on the ends of it, you're not kind of worried about breaking it. And so it could
That's
kind of
true.
make you want to pose it and play with it more. So pros and cons.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But yeah, I think it's also I think it's just fun to see them try new things as well. Enjoy that. All right, let's keep it going then. Let's take it around the net. We got some new Court of the Dead figures, dude. $60 here from Boss Fight Studios. Remember, this is a collaboration with Boss Fight and Sideshow, doing 1/12 figures here. This is going to be their wave two. This first one is the Reaper General Demithiel.
Yep.
But yeah, this guy looks cool. He's like a Grim Reaper with 3 arms. He's got a sword, a scythe, big old fun expressions, man. And yeah, these figures, I'm kind of blown away by the detail that we're getting within these figures.
Yeah, it's a very interesting collaboration just from like two kind of prolific studios, both from different scales, kind of collaborating to make a 1/12 true figure. And yeah, everything they look like they're done phenomenally well. Like I can't wait till more collectors get these in hands and we start to see more reviews pop up. I've been starting to see some people get like the initial first figures that were solicited, but nothing to complain about. And especially even like one thing I feel like that's maybe more of the sideshow aspect to it is that when you go to kind of the pretty pictures, not necessarily this image, but if you go to like the pretty images, and they just do a really good job with the lighting, the posing, and you just get like kind of a good feel and sense for what this figure is about.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. And then the part of the other figure in the wave is Shard, Court of the Dead Shard, the Mortal Trespasser. Yeah, she's like a Templar knight that can go to hell, and like the only living, breathing mortal that can do that.
Beautiful figure. And especially like one thing I really love about this too is that we're getting digital renders to kind of see the layout and the schemes of the figure, but also in hand practical real figure shots. So I
Yeah,
don't have to just trust that digital render because looking at this in hand shot, I think it's a beautiful face sculpt. Beautiful, beautiful face sculpt. Good hair sculpt. Got like nice motion to it. Really makes the figure come alive. And as you can see, it's two different hair pieces, right? Or three? No, three different heads actually.
3 different heads. Yeah,
I wonder if they should. I feel like that's a missed opportunity. They should probably try to adopt. Like I
face
don't mind
sculpts.
that seam. Yeah, because then you can have the hair pieces with different faces, right? Because
Yeah,
that
like
kind of grimacing face would go really exactly. You got it.
yeah,
That
yeah,
would make sense. The grimacing would go nice with the flowing hair. So hopefully we can see that because it would also save them on plastic as well.
yeah. That's true. You're producing less amount of plastic. Yeah, so really cool there. And there's the full set, the first wave over here, and then the second wave as well. And I like that they do like one like normal figure size figure, then like a little bit of a taller figure, and kind of get more of those character creatures out there, man.
Yeah, man, these are definitely a buy. Like looking at the amalgamation of the 4 figures that they have now, whoo, this
Yeah,
line looks phenomenal. Like I'm not even familiar with the game, but just the intricacies and detail that they bring to this, like it makes you want to buy them.
it's cool designs, man. Cool designs. All right, next up, we got some Acid Rain 1/12 figures. This is a company that was previously doing 1/18th military esque
Yes.
Yeah, and they're jumping into a 1/12 scale.
Okay, boys, everybody's coming to play, dude. You know what's crazy? I've been familiar with Acid Rain, and I've always seen their work, and I'm like, these are
Uh-huh.
phenomenal figures and phenomenal toys in the 3 3/4 scale. And I've just never picked up any because of the scaling issue. But this is
Yeah,
phenomenal. Tell us about it.
and just another thing too, like the Acid Rain figures at 1/18 scale run you around $60 to $70. These 1/12 figures, let's see if, where is the price?
It's probably
Uh,
relatively the same price.
oh, where is it? No, they're actually a lot cheaper.
Makes sense because I remember listening to an interview with Corn Boy, who's one of the Four Horsemen, and initially, if you guys didn't know, Mythic Legions was going to be in 3 3/4 inch scale. And then when they were soliciting the prices for them to make 3 3/4 figures versus 6 inch figures, it was actually, they said, relatively the same price to produce, which
Mm,
is kind of insane, right? But they're like,
yeah,
but if you think about like the consumer, they're in their head, they're getting a bigger figure with 6 inch, so it'll actually be better value for them in people's
yeah.
heads. And so that's one of the big reasons why Cornboy said that the Four Horsemen elected to go for 6 inch instead of 3 3/4
Hmm.
inch.
Yeah, so these will run $35. I'm impressed by that price point based off of their previous figures that they released. But yeah, I love the exoskeleton, the paramilitary, futuristic. Like it's giving me Elysium, of course,
For sure.
with the exoskeleton. Just need some fun
Or even
weapons.
like COD Infinite, right?
Yep. Yeah, for sure. And then here's this other bruiser man. We got the skull mask going on here. A little bit of reuse. We're gonna see that. It's a new scale for them, but just done up differently, right? Just completely done up. Sniper boy. I like it, dude.
I love these figures. And I think, I've kind of talked bad about like just like, oh, another military figure, kind of with icing with the Big Bad Toy Workshop with their other figures.
Right, Monster
And I think it
Force.
was just because I feel like that Big Bad Toy, I honestly feel like now that they kind of copied some of the molds and articulation schemes of G.I. Joe Classified. And I think that's what kind of rubbed me the wrong way. Because I'm thinking of these, I'm like, well, these are military figures, Josh. Why are you not kind of like feeling oversaturated with these? But these just look so different. They move so different. The sculpt and the pants are even just all new to me.
Yeah.
And so I'm wondering now, like, now I'm kind of sus about the Monster Force sculpts because they're eerily similar. What's it, Eddie Brock? You know what
Right.
I'm saying? Eddie Brock. But besides that, remind me the price point again, you said?
35.
Okay, that's gas. And you know what's funny? I've never gotten an Acid Rain figure, but what I've seen from them, just looking at the pictures, because they also do like some mech stuff and some really military guys too as well. I think those 3 3/4 scales have more paint compared to these, but I
Okay.
don't mind that because I feel like paint is the one thing that you can kind of skimp on because it's so easy for a collector to add, and they don't even look like they're lacking that much paint to begin with.
No,
You know what I'm saying?
no,
But
I
definitely,
agree.
that's I think where maybe they're saving costs because 3 3/4 inch I feel like are more detailed and fleshed out.
Okay. Yeah,
Within the paint, not the sculpt.
I feel like they're relying more on the sculpt on these for sure.
Yeah, which is fine, especially if they're gonna cut the price by like nearly half.
Yeah. Yeah. And these look fun. They move. They're looking like they move really well, even with all like the bulkiness of them. Yeah, $35 for these bad boys. Yeah, I mean, love it. And I love like this sci-fi, like this recent future. I can't remember how that like, close future. But all right, next up. Do you remember these toys from Gong Studios? This is
Yeah, yeah,
the
yeah. I
Takes
love
Two.
these. Yeah, you showed me these. I love
Beautiful,
them.
right?
Mhm.
Beautiful masterpieces
They're
here.
just really expensive, I remember.
Well, they did an alloy pick Pacific Rim Gypsy Danger, and this thing looks incredible, dude. It's like
Tell me the size. Tell me the size.
it's 1/12 scale,
So like, what do you mean? No.
7-8 inches.
Okay. Holy crap, dude. They got the blue right. Sometimes I feel like sometimes we've been seeing some variances when the blue, and they got the exact blue right. All the effects you need, even as the sword is like ching 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 ching. That's cool.
Yeah, connecting.
Something we never seen.
Yeah, this is like incredible to me, man. And it's just interesting that we're getting all these like pack rim toys. I don't know. Maybe it's just the nostalgia hitting the cycle, not necessarily new property or new show. Well, I guess we are getting that new show.
We are getting that new prequel show with Idris Elba, which is gonna be gas. But no, you're right. There is something to say just about the kind of longevity that Pacific Rim has. I mean, it's a masterpiece of a movie, right? Like,
Yeah,
we never got like a high quality sequel or anything like that. But like the initial first film,
amazing,
it's
beautiful.
flawless. Like, it's a
Yeah,
flawless film,
it's
like pace
gorgeous.
wise, action wise. Like,
Yeah,
there's just something with this property that I feel like they're just gonna keep making toys of it. And I think it maybe
hopefully.
the property itself, just being a mech that's kind
Yeah,
of skinny in its limbs, really lends itself to articulated figures.
yeah, it doesn't really get in the way of its own articulation.
Right.
All right, well, they're also doing model kits. Gong Studios is. And they're dropping a Baymax fully armored suit, dude, from Big Hero 6.
This is way cool. And I feel like this lends itself really well to model kits because, something with model kits is that they're hollow. And so for a bigger figure, it would be more expensive to make it like a fully dense plastic, PVC plastic. But when
Yeah.
you make it a model kit, they can probably save like just like a lot on materials. I mean, definitely going to be hollow, but who cares? This is sick.
It's going to move well, dude. It's a good size here. Got the rocket arm, the boosters. Like, this is looking fun. This is a fun little model kit for Baymax. And we've never gotten a Baymax figure, not in the armored up like this.
For sure, yeah.
All right, and next up, got a new company here, LPZZ Toys. It's another Chinese company coming in with a DC license, and they're doing a Batman Arkham, what is it? Arkham City, Arkham Asylum, Arkham Batman.
Arkham series.
Yeah, the Arkham series, and it's coming with Batman and Deathstroke, dude. The Batman has previously been solicited. We're talking about the Deathstroke here. But yeah, dude, this thing looking good.
Okay, what's going on with these Chinese companies, man? They are absolutely crushing it. Just like ridiculous paint apps, ridiculous articulation, ridiculous sculpts. Like everything's to the upteenth degree.
Yeah.
Like looking at the Deathstroke helmet, the black wash that they're getting on there, phenomenal. The sculpt on like the ridges and the blue parts, crazy. And look at the poses. I honestly feel like this is like amazing Yamaguchi level poses.
This right here is for sure.
For sure.
Look at again. Remember how I told you when that chin meets your shoulder? That's a good pose, right?
Yeah, and what I like is that
easy.
Yeah, and I like that they're using the 3 segmented leg and arms, right? It's double, and it's like with the it's like a segment. So it's like you can get more range when you actually make the piece, and it's probably more expensive because of how many pieces are required to do that.
Right, yeah. Yeah, man, incredible. And look at this face sculpt, dude. And the paint apps on this, like the hair looks great. Like the differentiation in the scar, right? The skin tone in the scar is different. Holy smokes, dude.
Yeah, man, they're here to play. But man, one thing I will say though is like people got to stop doing Batman stuff. I would love to see some of the these companies do like some other stuff. The Deathstroke's worth it.
I bet it's just like the license. It's just easy for that license to sell in China because again, this is just like
to acquire as well.
It's just like InArt though. They cannot sell these in the United States. InArt does not have the US license, right? For DC figures. And LPZZ does not have the license to sell these in the United States. So you do have to go through different parties. I will say 5K Toys does have these available. From what I saw, it was that Deathstroke, $80.
Dude,
that's InArt price. Yeah, that's the InArt price point, dude. That's like that Chinese
price point. Yeah, it's worth it. Better than Mezco, honestly. I think. Holy crap, these are amazing. And yeah, I wonder if it's like maybe easier for foreign companies to acquire the DC license because I bet Disney probably charges an arm and leg for like Marvel. Do you know what I'm saying?
Potentially, yeah.
It just like legacy sake, like for how well the MCU has done. Like the stock has gone crazy up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Marvel stock because of the MCU and the Infinity Saga, it's just worth more. And DC maybe we'll see a renaissance with like James Gunn, but it's definitely at a lower price point, I think. Because maybe that's why
demand,
and maybe that's why these companies are like, all right, we want to get a really good license, but like not break the bank,
Also too, like the DCEU stuff was geared more towards like teenagers and up. Whereas the MCU was heavily targeted to kids, right? Like 8-year-olds. And maybe with the shift in tone with James Gunn taking over that DC
bigger
license.
Demographic.
Might be
you'll get wider net for sure.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll see. But yeah, man, another company here just coming in and crushing it at that 1/12 scale.
Tell us the name again.
LP.
All right, I'll remember that. LPZZ. Got it.
Check them out on 5K Toys. But yeah. All right. That's going to go ahead and wrap it up for the toy news this week. Josh, what do you think? Let's talk about our pick of the week.
Wow, really good week. I think good showing from a lot of people. Like just like a lot of new figures to be excited about because you don't know what to expect from like a lot of these new players and companies. And
that's true.
1/12 game. Shoot, like I have it in my head, but I hate to do it because it's like maybe because it's only fresh in mind. Dude, LPZZ Deathstroke. That's the best figure. Crazy.
It is the sculpting, the paint apps, the face. I really do like that face, man. It's good. I'm gonna give it to Acid Rain, dude.
Thank you. That was what I was debating. Thank you. We're always in line. We're always in sync.
Yeah, I love that. That close future, the Elysium exoskeletons fighting guys. Like and one of them is like almost like a cyborg, right? He's got like missing legs that have been replaced with cybernetics and stuff. I love that. So, and oh, dude, if we could get some Elysium figures one day, I love the
Well,
no
we
Neil
probably never
Blomkamp's.
will, but you can make
No,
some customs, I think, with that. Do you know what I'm saying? Like it's
that's true.
you could do something with that.
Who's gonna print me a Matt Damon head? Please, the Lado Matt Damon. Oh, and then I can just get a Cassian Andor head for his friend.
Dude, yeah. Just sculpt the braid on it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, and again, new players in the 1/12 scale. Love it, dude. We love that competition. We love them pushing and getting us better and better toys out here. Yeah, man, I'm excited. I'm excited. All right, friends, let us know down below your pick of the week. And as always, keep collecting, keep playing. May the action figure gods smile upon you. Peace.